Time for another edition of Movies I Saw at the Video Store, but never actually rented. Remember seeing this one on the shelves in the 90s? I'll bet some of you do. Maybe a few of you even watched it. Well, after all these years, I'm finally gonna find out if it was worth a rental. Can't decide if you want to rip off Alien or Predator? Why not do both? Hell, throw some Jurassic Park in there for good measure. DNA is a 1997 direct-to-video sci-fi movie that was the third directorial outing of William Mesa, a special effects maestro who worked on everything from Outland to Rambo 3, Darkman, Army of Darkness, The Fugitive, Deep Blue Sea, and a ton of others. Actually, I kinda wish he made a movie that combined all of those together. I mean, who wouldn't want to see Rambo team up with Darkman to fight sharks in space? Nah, there's probably a comic book of that out there somewhere. DNA, the most generically 90s movie title this side of the net. Well, on the plus side, at least this movie has some actors I've heard of. It even has a special appearance by Robin Williams. That's Robin with a Y, so kinda like how Challenge of the Tiger had Bruce Lee with one E. It's also got makeup work from K&B, who worked on The Walking Dead and From Dusk Till Dawn, so hopefully that means the creature effects will be decent. It is never a great sign when a movie opens by spelling the word province wrong, though. Anyway, Mark Dacascos plays Dr. Ash Matley, because with all the other movies this is borrowing from, might as well throw an Ash in there. Ash is approached by another scientist, Carl Wessinger, played by Jurgen Prochnow, doing his best, "What do you mean I'm secretly the villain?" face. Wessinger is interested in Ash's work with the enzyme of a rare beetle found in Borneo, and thinks that it can be used as a cure for all diseases.
Capable of strengthening the human immune system to repel almost any disease.
And what's in it for you, Doctor?
I'm a genetic scientist.
A geneticist with a German accent? Well, he seems trustworthy. There's only one place to find the beetle, though, and that's inside the bowels of Mount Matt painting. Alright, I mentioned that this borrows a lot from Predator and Alien, which it does, but considering they also find evidence in a cave regarding possible extraterrestrial interference in mankind's development, parts of this also weirdly feel like a prequel to Prometheus. The natives here even have a shrine to an ancient demon they worshipped, Xenomorpheus.
Oh, that guy.
Or, you could just go with that name. Well, they found the beetle they were looking for, and none of this other stuff looks important. Looks like you guys are gonna be rich and famous, right?
I'll take that.
No! Holy crap, Jurgen Prochnow's the bad guy! Wessinger shoots Ash and leaves him for dead in the collapsing cave, and if you're wondering why he's doing this, it's not so he can use the beetle and take credit for curing all diseases himself. No. Instead, he wants to use the beetle enzyme to try and clone the remains of an alien creature that landed on Earth thousands of years ago. Why is he doing this when he could get insanely rich and famous curing all diseases? I don't know. Evil?
Yeah, but your scientists were so preoccupied with whether or not they could that they didn't stop to think if they should.
And don't worry about Ash, he made it out of the cave okay. It's 2 years later and not only does he still have his medical practice, but he even got himself a sweet 90s Superman haircut. There's one problem though, lately Borneo's been hit with a rash of people getting their spines ripped out. I can't think of any similarities there. He's also visited by a CIA agent / potential love interest named Claire, who thinks this might have something to do with Balakai.
How do you know about Balakai? It's just a local myth.
Not according to Wessinger.
Dr. Carl Wessinger? He's dead.
What do you mean he's dead? He's the one that shot you and left you in a cave. If anything, shouldn't he think you're dead? By the way, are they ever gonna explain how Ash got out of there? Okay, just checking. Anyway, Wessinger was doing some CIA-funded experiments in the jungle when suddenly they lost contact with him, which is why Claire came to Ash.
Now, I believe you and he have some history together.
Well, there's really not much to tell. We went looking for a magical medicine beetle in a cave. He shot me and left me there as it collapsed. Yada yada yada, I'm fine and he's dead, right? Not only is Wessinger not dead, he also succeeded in resurrecting the alien, which is apparently also the Predator. And hey, it's the 90s, so make sure you remind people of Jurassic Park while you're at it.
We've contained it.
Are you
panther?
Panther seeing predator vision? I'm just gonna say this again. Right now, Wessinger could be doing the talk show circuit as the guy who cured all the world's diseases, and instead he's in the middle of the jungle playing Dr. Frankenstein because, again, evil. It's up to Ash and Claire to go into the jungle to try and find him.
The jungle is no place for a city girl who's played video games.
Oh yeah, Claire looks like a real gamer girl. Oh, and they also bring a little kid along, because sure, why not? His sister was one of the victims, so I guess that means he has to tag along.
I can see this is gonna be a world of fun.
See, even Ash is annoyed that he's there. On the plus side, this movie does have some nice photography. This was filmed on location in the Philippines, so it is actually believable that they're in the jungles of Southeast Asia, as opposed to The Executioner Part 2, where the Vietnam parts looked like they were filmed in somebody's backyard. Production value-wise, for a direct-to-video movie, it's not bad. Anyway, back to more character development. Not only did Claire remember to pack some firepower for this trip, but also a change of wardrobe.
Do you mind?
Hey, come on, we're gonna be love interests anyway, what's the difference? I mean, you're letting the kid take a peek. While I'm talking about movie tropes, here's another one for you: Wacky Wayside Tribe, which is a diversion only tenuously connected to the plot, often used to extend the runtime. So even though this is a sci-fi action movie about an alien, guess what happens next? They run into a wacky wayside tribe.
This is the Perushas village. Matsu's people.
Oh, this is where the kid lives? Great, drop him off and continue on your way. Nah, of course they don't do that. Instead, they pause so we can get more exposition about Wessinger.
Wessinger first came to the CIA, claiming he had discovered the remains of an ancient creature in the jungle. Wessinger began contacting foreign governments to sell the creature as a weapon of war.
Again, he probably could have made more money if he just used the beetle enzyme for medicinal purposes. And if he was worried about having just one patent, he could use the same cure but market it as different drugs for each disease. Which is probably what would happen in real life. So he wants to sell it as a bioweapon, huh? Who's gonna buy it, the Wayland-Yutani Corporation? Also, when the hell did this turn into the Green Inferno? Oh, wait, never mind, now it's back to Predator. Anyway, Ash and Claire make it to the compound where Wessinger was conducting his experiments. Unfortunately, it looks like we missed a lot of exciting action that the movie didn't show us. But hey, the computers are still on, let's get some more info about the monster.
It's a log detailing Wessinger's experiments. Tests show that life form is highly sensitive to loud noise and bright lights.
It also has trouble making eye contact and really likes trains.
There's no creature with anything remotely resembling this.
Well, there is, but I'll get to that later. It's also apparently still around here someplace. Please tell me it gets the Kenny first. Nah, instead he just finds a fake scare monkey. What, now this guy's here? Come on, we're halfway through. When are we gonna see the monster? Hey, there it is. Of course, we don't see it for very long, since it almost immediately slinks back into the shadows, where we then get scenes of the characters wandering around in the dark, alternated with more predator vision.
I can't see anything.
I know, the lighting is really dim. The kid also falls into some underground tunnels where he's then stalked by the alien, but if you thought that meant he was going to be the next victim, no such luck. But hey, at least Jurgen Prochnow's back in the movie.
They say God is dead.
Oh yeah? Kevin Sorbo would like a word with you.
Don't you have any idea what you've done here?
I have created a scientific miracle.
It was either that or get incredibly rich curing diseases. I clearly made the right choice.
I told you this was gonna happen. Did you listen to me? No. You're too busy thinking about the money you'd make.
Yeah, I'm sure Raytheon is just dying to buy a rejected Power Rangers monster instead of investing in drones. Seriously, this thing can't even catch one little kid. They also start losing power from the compound's generator and have to go put it back on. If Jurassic Park is any indication, do not send the black guy to do it.
Lauren, you go with him.
Okay, well he's definitely dead. Oh, wait a second, I was wrong. It's actually Hawaiian shirt guy here. Well, I suppose that's what he gets for dressing like Dennis Nedry. Oh right, the kid's still stuck in the tunnels. Well, there's only one thing that can save him now, and that's some 90s cyber hacking. Hopefully he can fly through these pre-rendered 3D animations fast enough. That is how hacking works after all. I guess I shouldn't complain too much. Normally in a movie like this, the kid would be the one doing the hacking. By the way, regarding the monster design, there's obviously some xenomorph influence to go along with the Predator knockoff stuff here, but weirdly enough, it kinda looks like the original Predator alien design. You know, the one where he was played by Jean-Claude Van Damme, before Stan Winston stepped in and gave us the alien Rastafarian Predator design we're all familiar with. So if you've ever wondered what Predator would have been like if they used the original design, this is probably as close as we'll ever get. I don't think the Predator would have been scared off by somebody taking a photo of him, though. Some of Wessinger's goons arrive and take our heroes prisoner, except for the kid, of course. But instead of just shooting them, Wessinger decides to channel his inner Bond villain by tossing him into a pit filled with water and then leaving them unattended. You know what, though? I can make fun of Jurgen Prochnow's character all I want, but...
Don't tell me what I am and what I'm not capable of. I have harnessed the power and knowledge of an alien civilization. So please, don't tell me what to do. It annoys me.
He is really good when it comes to playing slimy European bad guys. He could have been a real Bond villain. In fact, he's so good at playing a villain, I'm amazed that some of his underlings are just now figuring out that he's evil.
I've got dozens of arms traders and heads of state of every pathetic little country with a gripe.
You never said anything about using it as a weapon.
You told me it was going to be used for children's birthday parties and possibly as a football mascot.
Did Oppenheimer stop to ask himself the moral implications of nuclear fusion?
Okay, dude, I don't think Christopher Nolan's going to be making a biopic about you anytime soon. And I also don't think it's a good idea to question the clearly evil and insane German guy. Alright, look, you were gonna die regardless. It was either that or be eaten by the monster. Actually, it's both, since he's still alive and Carl decides to use him as bait to catch the monster. This guy can't catch a break. Meanwhile, Ash and Claire easily escaped the pit Wessinger put him in, so he probably should have shot them first too. And why the hell is the kid still alive? Oh, it's so he can pull some wacky hijinks on the villains.
I can override the detonators with this.
Okay, thanks for the info, and having really shitty peripheral vision. Oh well, at least we finally get to see Mark Dacascos kick some ass, which is what he's best at. He also goes to rescue the Sam Jackson from Jurassic Park stand-in, although I'm still pretty sure this guy's gonna die before the movie's over. Damn, how the hell is Ash gonna get him out of there? Oh, there's a lever that raises the cage up. Okay, so why did Ash jump down there then? Did he just really want to make sure this guy got fucked with one more time? Oh, and remember when they joked about Claire playing video games? See, gamers know that barrels always explode when you shoot them. And I was totally right about the black guy not making it to the end, but at least he gets a badass death where he lets the others escape while he stays behind with the detonator. Or wait, is that thing the detonator?
I can override the detonators with this.
So it's actually a thing that stops the detonators, but he's gonna use it to set off the detonators and... You know what? Fuck it. As long as it leads to another explosion, I'm fine with it. I'm sure Jurgen's fine. Seriously, he might still be alive. That effect made it look like he just teleported away. Okay, so our heroes got away and the bad guy's lab exploded, so... does that mean the movie's over? Oh, right, the monster. And now that it's loose in the jungle, this movie can really get like Predator. And if you still don't believe me... the monster has a cloaking effect. You know, combined with how similar this thing is to the original Predator design, I'm starting to wonder if it is Van Damme in that monster costume. Before we get to that, though, our heroes engage in a high-speed boat chase with one of the bad guys' helicopters in a sequence that's actually not that bad. This is the one part of the movie that kind of seems like it could have came from a bigger budgeted theatrical film from the 90s. My only complaint about this part is that it's kind of short. We're not in any danger, I just like this position. Oops, never mind, the monster's back. You know, now that I can see this thing in the daytime, the suit almost looks like it could have been in a Guyver movie. It also goes away pretty quick, which means they're back to getting chased by the helicopter. Oh, and you know how I just said the boat chase seems like it could have came from a theatrical movie? Yeah, you know what? That was a pretty direct-to-video effect right there. This might seem like I'm being harsh, but this was directed by the guy who did the effects for the train crash sequence in The Fugitive. Speaking of which, there's 20 minutes left, so Ash better figure out a way to take care of the monster, or at least its dated 90s CGI form. Hey, don't do that. The monster was trying to do the movie a favor by getting rid of the Kenny. Did the CGI monster just have a blooper? Yeah, it did. Okay, I guess they were ahead of Pixar on that front. Seriously, Wessinger wanted to sell this thing as a weapon? You could defeat it with a Polaroid.
Just imagine a Balaka on the battlefield. It's invincible.
Don't worry, kid. We'll make sure your death isn't in vain. We're gonna honor your memory by using your meat to survive in the jungle. Well, that does it. Time for Ash to take care of the monster once and for all. And to do so, he goes back to the native tribe and becomes Turok, Alien Hunter. This last 10 minutes is where the movie really goes into Predator mode, right down to Ash building a log trap for the monster. The main difference being that in this movie, it doesn't do shit to the alien. Well, okay, there is another difference. Predator didn't have any shitty direct-to-video 90s CGI. Yeah. Quick, Ash, find a way to kill this thing before the CGI gets even worse. Actually, considering the PlayStation 1 level graphics here, I guess it's fitting that the way he ends up stopping this thing is after Claire tosses him a rocket launcher like it's the end of a Resident Evil game. Yeah, that might as well be how this one ends. Ash and Claire do end up getting rescued by Choppas. So that's DNA, and to answer the question of whether I should have rented this one or not... The biggest thing going against this movie is that it is derivative as hell. You could make a drinking game out of Spot the Influence here, and this could have been a fun rip-off mishmash in the vein of something like Robo-War if the movie didn't play everything so straight-faced. On the plus side, the production values aren't bad. Well, mostly anyway. And Jurgen Prochnow plays a great bad guy even when he's clearly slumming for a paycheck. Mark Dacascos also tries his best, although he's kinda wasted here since he doesn't really get to kick ass until the last half hour of the movie. I will say though, this does make me think that Mark could have been in a real Turok movie back in the 90s. And hey, even if this movie did include an unnecessary tag-along kid, at least it had the balls to kill him by the end. Well, that's all for now. Until next time.
Well, let's just make one thing clear. This is not Face the Fucking Nation.